Hello. Hello. Wait, why can't I see you guys' names? Not that it matters, but I just realized. Well, I didn't do it on purpose.
Can you hear Curtis's shooting noises?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll close the door.
He's having we're shooting noises. Who is he shooting? I hope it's a game. I assume maybe someone is here. Maybe. But we are here to talk about not this book. Dab is here. Yeah, hello. We are here to talk about Crown of Swords, book 7 in the Wheel of Time. Is this the start of the slump?
No.
This is not going well already.
I read those different books. I love that. We're gonna talk about this book. Somehow, gonna assemble our thoughts. It's gonna be a great time. Becca's sick, and it looks like you're like sucking on like baby milk.
Oh yeah, no. Curtis has bought me a flip top for my water bottle, and I'm not sure about how I feel about the fact that it's like I feel like a baby.
You do kind of look like a baby. I like the vibe. I need one like that.
Makes me feel weird, but it's like I'm drinking so much more water because it's through a straw.
It's very cute. Memory, not so much. It's not that much to remember, so it's fine.
Yeah, the recap I read was all of 5 paragraphs.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
I did because I've been posting spoiler videos, haven't I? I'm rolling together at least the next 2 books because I updated once at page 530. And I was like, it got good about 50 pages ago.
Okay, so do you want to start with thoughts then, Becca, since you were already going?
Oh, damn. Just like non-spoiler, like written and stuff.
Oh, yeah. The book almost fell. So
I gave it 2 stars. It's my lowest rated book. Not because it's necessarily my least favorite book, but because something happened in it that shook me to my very core that I had to deduct at least a star from the book because of that. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to talk about that. Amberly.
I give it 4 stars. I did enjoy this book. There were some parts of this book that also made me very uncomfortable and I have very strong feelings about. But I still gave it 4 stars.
Well, I mean, sometimes you give them 5, so I guess you still deducted a star.
That's very true. I gave it 3 stars. I think I gave it 3 stars the first time I read it as well. But I couldn't really remember anything from it, and I realized it's because nothing happens. like we are probably going to talk about every point of view, but if you think about every point of view, I'm just thinking that, like, what did these characters actually do this whole book?
There's only until like 450 pages in, nobody's actually doing anything. Like Perrin's got an inner monologue, Rand has an inner monologue, Egwene's shouting at people, and lots of different Aes Sedai are talking to each other. And then eventually you get Matt's perspective, and he is doing something, but it comes so late in the book that for the first so many hundred pages, nobody is doing anything. They're just talking a lot.
I felt like so much was happening in this book. So
maybe. I don't know what I was going to say. It was a little too easy.
It was too easy to show audio. And I feel like I'm struggling now because we have so many side characters in here that for me to actually fully pay attention to what is going on, I have to give the book more attention than I'm willing to do because I'm not enjoying the series enough to give it the attention that I would need to keep track of who everybody is, who they're affiliated with, and what they're doing. So most of the time now it's like, Alviarin's doing this, and I'm like, who the fuck is Alviarin? Like, I don't remember. And then by the time I've remembered, the perspective's over, and then it'll come back again, and I'm like, still don't remember who Alviarin is.
This was in the prologue, wasn't it? Or am I totally wrong?
Somebody did die near the end, but I can't remember who it was.
Oh, was someone died in the end? But in the prologue, we had the captain commander of the... I was about to say the Night's Watch, because I've been watching Game of Thrones.
When you say commander, like, my brain went Night's Watch. Like, stay away.
The commander of the White Cloaks.
Oh, yeah.
He died. What's he called?
That feels like so long ago because I started
know.
like halfway through January, read 300 pages and then put it down for 2 weeks. So I forgot that happens in this book.
I was not expecting that being a prologue. I mean, it does matter a bit for like what's her name again? Morgase's like situation.
Oh yeah, quite a bit happened with her throughout the middle.
Yeah, and then she Niall. Yeah, and then she like abdicated her throne, but no one knows, just her. So that is very effective.
Even though
abdication.
she's dead anyway, so she had kind of already abdicated by being thought dead.
Wait,
I mean,
Prologue.
The captain commander of the White Cloaks.
Oh, him! Oh, I didn't know him.
Okay. Pedro Nile, yes. But yeah, we are not in spoiler talk, but I mean, I think we can be. I don't know what like else to say without talking spoilers. We're on the 7th book, so if you're not like,
if someone's here who doesn't want to be spoiled at this point, they're in the wrong place.
It's pretty far in.
You wrote huge prologues. Some things need to at least happen.
It's true. Like the prologues they're not even impressive. I just think the audacity that you have to do a prologue that's like 70 pages. Because like if that's because some of us are struggling with this series, okay. A lot of people will just look at a 70-page prologue and be like, absolutely not. Like you're just not even gonna start the book.
I don't count how long the prologue is before I start a book. I just pick it up and I start reading.
Oh, well, because I listen to the audiobook, so I see that it's 3 hours and I'm like, why?
Yes, exactly. Like I start the audiobook and then it just says like that chapter and it's like 2.5 hours left. And I'm like,
I do find that the prologues are hard to follow as well because they normally follow a bunch of characters that we haven't seen for multiple books.
Yes.
Because it's like catching up with like random characters. So like I feel like because obviously like if you haven't read a book for a month, and like when these were being published, people wouldn't have read the book for a year. And then you're being reintroduced to the series with a bunch of characters that you only vaguely remember because they weren't even in the last book. Like, I never really know what's happening in the prologue, which is why when people say that things happen, I don't really remember because I'm trying to get reacquainted with the series while we're talking about a bunch of characters that I haven't seen in a while.
This is a good question. I think, I don't know, it's to set the tone of the story to see where like what some evil and some not evil people are doing. And then like use the rest of the book for the actual main characters, or even though we still have side characters in the rest of the book as well.
I think somebody mentioned when I said about how long the prologue was for the book before, they said that it was kind of like a catch-up of what all of the other characters had been doing while the last book was happening. So I don't know if that is the same for all of the prologues, whether they're like catching up, filling in the gaps of other characters before the next book starts.
Yeah, I feel like his prologues mainly get us where we need to go information-wise for what he really wants to accomplish in the book.
Yeah.
But like theoretically, that should happen in the previous book.
I mean, theoretically, but I mean, we've already talked about Robert Jordan's writing.
I feel like it's almost sad that Gavin is going to read only the first and last.
Oh, don't even Tylin, because he did it for Throne of Glass. And no, I could never. Sacrilege, man.
Oh, yeah, but I was just thinking about like the world building, what we have in the first book and what we have in the last book. It's like it's a huge leap and many characters. It's not going to know who anyone is.
Well, at least like Throne of Glass, he didn't know who the main character was.
I mean, neither did I. And I was reading all the books and I was like, who is this person with this name? It took me so long to realize that it was the same character. But either way.
We're just being really awkward about trying to get in the fridge, so don't mind me. Like, I refuse to stand up.
Feels like he doesn't want to bother. We mean to catch up the main story like another author might.
Yeah. True.
Okay. Do we want to talk about the different places and characters? I guess we can start with Rand. I don't actually know what Rand did in this book, to be honest. He fought someone. Yes. He fought someone in a forest somewhere.
Samael, I think.
Yeah.
That was, I felt like, because that happened in the last chapter, which was like 50 pages, fair enough. But I feel like that was back to how Robert Jordan was in the earlier books, where it was like throwing a conflict 50. Like they were building up to the conflict, but like Rand had already gone through a conflict and was recovering, and then he just got thrown into a fight that he'd won by the end.
He got stabbed again.
And I got so confused with Ran because he was going between these cities, right? And then it was also dying in one city, it was also dying in another city, and I got confused of like who was in what city and which Asadai was on which side, and I got just so jumbled in who was who and who was where.
It's really funny because we were complaining about how long it takes them to move around in the earlier books, but now they move around so quickly because they can travel and like communicate in dreams that if you miss one sentence, you have no idea where they are. Yeah. Because they just like travel there and then they're doing something else. But he travels like from one room to another, like is the way that he hops cities. So he's like talking to somebody in, is it Karayan? And then like he's in Tylin like 2 seconds later, like talking to somebody else.
He got mad at Perrin, but he didn't actually get mad at Perrin. And he had sex with men.
Oh, he did.
And then afterwards he was like, I'm so sorry for taking advantage of you. And was like, I wanted to have sex, dude.
I hate that. I hate actually, you know what? This book made me hate all of the characters for different reasons. Apart from Nynaeve, because of Lan. And it's funny because Nynaeve is still my least favorite character, but Nynaeve and Lan is the only romantic relationship that deserves rights in this entire series.
Nynaeve is still one of my favorite characters, especially because of Lan, because yes, at some points she gets a little out of herself in her romantic relationship, but she's also like the only woman we've seen in this series who doesn't completely change personality just because she's in love with someone.
True. That's because we've only ever known her as she's been in love with Lan, because essentially there was like a chapter and then she met Lan and then she's just been obsessed with him since.
But to be honest, I would be the same.
Like I also and then I loved it how we just had like 2-sentence things of him being like, I will not make you a widow, and like her going off in a huff. And honestly, best love story that Robert Jordan ever wrote.
It's true. I love it.
Okay.
I did. There was a sentence in this book, okay, and you can tell that it was written when it was written because it means something completely different now. But it was when Lan and Nynaeve were reunited, and I sent it to Aaron. Right. So the line was, she whirled around before he could come on her from behind. And I was like, that means something completely different in 2024 than it did in 1995. It was interesting.
While we're on the subject of Nynaeve, she finally broke her block, which I love the way that he actually put her in like a serious situation to make that happen, and it didn't just magically go away.
Yeah.
I did think it was kind of sudden though.
But it was like that block has been there for like 7 books. Like let us move on from the block.
No, we can.
Yes. I remember when she drowned.
This out of her because I think Egwene said something or Elaine said something about a channeling, and they were like, well, she can't channel anyway because she's not angry.
Perrin, did he do anything than cry over Fael?
I mean, besides annoy me to death, no, not really.
I could not tell you a single thing that Perrin did because his perspectives were so uninteresting in this book.
He was just like, Fael, she's mad, she's not mad. Fael, I love her.
They're still thinking with Boleyn, aren't they? They're still like, what do we do with her? Because we like her, but she can't be around because Fael throw a hissy fit. It's like, who cares?
There was someone on the throne in one of the countries, and they're taking away the one Ran had put there, and there was someone on the throne there, and then Ran got mad. I don't even know.
Yeah, that was at the beginning. Was it Amathera? No, not Amathera.
Where is he?
One of the many A names took the throne that he intended for Elaine. But Perrin is only interesting if it has to do with the Wolfie stuff, and it's been so long since we've really gotten the Wolfie stuff.
The thing is,
Moon over Fael.
We haven't seen him at all for 2 books. He had like 1 chapter, was it, in the last book? He wasn't in the book before that at all. And then he did a lot in the book before that. But like, I struggle because I think my problem with Robert Jordan, his writing is, well, there's multiple things, but the one is that he writes in blocks and he doesn't weave things together very well. So like, I appreciate now that we had 1 book with the Sean Chan. Was it like book 2?
Yes.
Because they're relevant, but at the same time, you shouldn't be like info dumping in book 2 to bring it back in like book 6 and 7. Like it should be like gradual and like weaving through there. And it's the same like with Perrin. Like as a main character, he should be more consistent. Like you shouldn't have an info dump of what all the characters have been doing in the prologue. Like that should be interspersed throughout the actual book.
Yes.
Yeah, the Shan-Chan so far are like my most interesting part of the entire series. Like I'm more into them than I am with Rand and everyone easily killing off all these Forsaken people.
I'm glad we didn't get much of Perrin. He's so boring. Perrin didn't want to lead Rand's army in Ilion, so they came up with a plan for the center waiting to go to Secret Quest for Rand. Yeah, he's going to Masima, crazy dragon
At the end of book 4 that Rand asked him, or was it the end of when did he ask him about Ilion and Perrin said no? Was that the last book?
Yeah, I think it was the last book.
Okay.
I honestly I just can't stand Perrin because the only thing he's talking about and cares about is FAES, and I'm just like, I get you love her, I just don't care.
I miss Logan as well. I don't think he was in this book at all.
No.
We only got like a teeny tiny bit of him.
I know, it's so annoying. Like that is why I'm like, ugh. But I honestly just hate FAES.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know anything that's coming.
Okay. Egwene, she was in the camp or in Solidar. Are they moving? I don't know. And she was just doing politic stuff. I don't actually know what she did. Except
I
that.
think that the actual most interesting stuff that happened in this book was like not main character stuff.
No, but I did think it's interesting that we said Egwene, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, wait, are we talking about Egwene or Elaine? Egwene, I did like that she was getting everyone to like bend the knee to her when it's like something that's supposed to be like taboo, not done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she needs to trust people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that was basically what happened to Egwene. She made people swear to her, just like no one had ever sworn to a man before, like Bran, but the other Aes Sedai swore to him last book.
I do really like how it's coming together, how everyone kind of is building an army.
Yeah.
She definitely was acting more like the Amyrlin in this book, or trying to. So
I just think, like, I understand why they selected her to be Amyrlin, in theory, because they wanted somebody that they can manipulate. But in reality, they've never actually manipulated her. It just seems like a plot hole. Like, it seems like Robert Jordan wanted her to be Amyrlin, so we made out that she would be Amyrlin because they wanted to manipulate her. But they've never manipulated her. What they've done is put, like, essentially a child in a position of power where she is essentially undoing all of these, like, sacred traditions and stuff that they've been upholding forever to do whatever she wants to do, which is the right thing to do in general. Like, obviously, she's taken all of the Wilders, isn't she, to, like, bring them into the Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
But, like, in terms of the way that she was made Amyrlin, it just doesn't make sense because they're just doing a terrible job of manipulating her. She's just doing whatever she wants.
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of them don't actually like listen to her. They try to like politic behind her back. Wasn't it someone who tried to attack her or something?
Blackmail. She tried to get blackmailed.
And Moghedien escaped.
Yes, Moghedien did escape.
Mm-hmm.
I've forgotten.
And then turned on them.
Yes.
Well, who's the one that's with Rand? Is it Asmodean that's with Rand?
No, Asmodean's dead.
So which one's the one that's with Rand? Was it Samael? No.
No, Asmodean used to be with Rand, but he got killed off like books ago.
Did he?
Yeah.
Wait, but no, because Rand only learned to travel in the last book, and it was him that taught him how to do that. Wasn't it?
Didn't Rand travel and learn to travel in the book before?
Oh my god, they're all running together. I don't have a clue what's happening.
But yeah, the thing that Egwene has been poisoned, she feels like all the pains and stuff. And I don't know. I thought that. Or is she being poisoned? 2 novices tried to blackmail her, which was actually pretty funny. I guess we need to talk about Matt and Elaine and Nynaeve. I don't want to talk about Matt.
Matt is my sore spot this book.
Yes,
I don't know what was going on there, honestly. Like, I don't even know what to say.
Not good things that like made me really uncomfortable.
Mm.
especially Elaine and Nynaeve's, like, especially Elaine's reaction when he, like, confided in her finally. And I'm like, this is so not okay.
Yeah, I get why, because it's 1995.
Yeah.
But, like, the way that, like, because we always know that, like, sexual assault of men has never been taken seriously. Even now, like, it's not really taken all of that seriously. But, like, to see it not only so blatant, but also so casual, and then characters laughing at him.
Yes, it's my 2024 brain didn't care that it was written in 1995. I was very uncomfortable and very angry. And yeah, and just having to read about what was happening to him that entire time, like, it's just, I really hope she dies. Like,
I think it's because I'm just reading the comment that says, I will say it's interesting that a man wrote this from a male character in 1995. It's because a lot of men would say or would have said that men can't be sexually assaulted because men are just obsessed with sex. So, like, they would never not want sex if it was offered to them, especially somebody who is single.
But I feel like the way it was written as well, like, from Matt's point of view, it made us as the reader be like, I don't know how to say it, but, like, it made, like, I feel like Robert Jordan tried to trick the reader into thinking that Matt thought it was okay in a way. I don't know how to explain it. Because he was very like the way the tone was, like, he tried to make it very, like, humoristic in a sense.
Yeah, I know
like Matt's tone. I don't know what to say. I'm not saying that Matt thought it was okay, but in the tone of how they explain it towards, like, through Matt's perspective, it made me be like questioning for a second, be like, does he want this? Because it was just like the way it was told, and that also made me be like, what is going on right now, kind of.
I think the issue for me is because, like Beth said, I think Matt's main problem was that he didn't get to be the chaser, which is what he says. But he also says he never once says it's okay. He never once says yes. He never says he enjoys it. He tries to make excuses to get out of it. He tries to avoid her all of the time. And it's not that he didn't get to chase her. It's that he never wanted to chase her. Otherwise, he would have.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
because
he's used to being the chaser with women that he's interested in, but he was never interested in this woman. And the thing is that, like, throws me off is that this could have been written humorously, because it could have been like she wanted to sleep with him and he wasn't that bothered, but he was like, okay, fine then. Because, like, men are obsessed with sex, but he never once said it was okay or that he wanted to or that he was all right with it. So it's like, it's so weird to me because it could have been written in that way where it is humorous, and the way that, like, men are just obsessed with sex, so he sleeps with her even though he didn't necessarily want to or go out of his way to. But it very firmly establishes that he never wanted to have sex with her, went out of his way to try and avoid it, tries to avoid her afterwards, and then everyone laughs at him. And I'm like, that's such an odd choice for it then to be, like, so casual.
Yeah, I agree with everything that Aaron has said in the comments.
Yes, like, I agree with you guys. I just meant to say that I don't know, the way it was written so casually, it just made the situation not serious in a way.
Yeah,
because I feel like since everyone, like, as I said, you like were laughing at him and we're just like, haha, but you, like, you know what I mean? It just made me think that Robert Jordan didn't write this as being sexual assault. I don't know how to say it.
The way that everybody laughs at him and then it's not challenged and it's, like, humorous, and I just don't get it. Like, because that's the thing. Like, it doesn't, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like, no. I think it's sexual assault. I just feel like I'm not sure if Robert Jordan did.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I don't think that he means it to be written as sexual assault because it's never challenged. Yes. And then brought back as a joke later when she says something to him as he's leaving. And he's like, next time I want to be the chaser. And she's like, no.
Yeah, and especially when all Elaine and Nynaeve really said was, oh, we'll talk to her. Yeah.
Ugh.
It was really uncomfortable.
Yeah. The whole thing was just because I was, like, sitting there, like, listening to it, and I was like, what is going on right now? Because this is not okay. But just, again, the way it was just deciphered made it feel like Tylin was just like playing a game with him, and that he was obviously a reluctant player. But I was like, why is no one like reacting to anything? Everyone was just like, because he was like clearly embarrassed by it, obviously.
I just
But
think it's just the way that like it could have been played off humorously and been like she chased him instead of him chasing her, but like it just wasn't.
Well,
like he doubles down on not wanting it to happen at all, and I'm like,
and everyone in her castle, like all of her like servants and everything, were fully aware of what was going on, and just like completely condoning and assisting her in this by refusing to give him food or anything.
Because I feel like they were just saying that in, I don't even remember which city they were in.
And it was like,
in the city they were in, they would keep saying that here women gets what they want. That was like the excuse.
Yeah, it seems like this isn't the first time she's done this.
Definitely not. Yeah.
There were a couple of the other things that annoyed me, like in this, well, in a similar vein, but not to this extreme in this book. Why is everybody who's romantically interested in each other hitting each other all of the time? Like, Rand's like, oh, if Min doesn't show up, I'm going to slap some sense into her. And I'm like, all right then. Like, constantly. Or like, Min's like, if Rand doesn't see sense, I'm going to like knock his head into a wall. And I'm like, okay.
Yes, this is exactly what I felt too. Like, they were just like, you're just playing hard to get, kind of. Like, you're just pretending you don't want it. That's what they said to him, basically. Oh, yeah. I don't understand. Why do they have such a bad, like, view of maths? I don't get it.
I don't know. I mean, I do get it, but, like, if I have friends that are kind of like that and you would rib them for it, you don't take it seriously when it comes down to it. Like, you know that they're not actually, like, that's not all they are. Kind of thing. Like, I don't think the worst of my friends that are, like, fuckboys. I will joke about it to them.
Growing up, he was like the prankster, trickster, always got in trouble and like flirted with girls. But I mean, that doesn't necessarily equal to what they're treating him like now.
I don't think we know yet.
No, but I'm so excited. I was so happy when like he ended up back in the same city with the Sean-chan, because I have been waiting to find out who the daughter of the Nine Moons is and how he hooks up with them for books now.
Something that I didn't like in this, but I also do like, I like the friendship between Birgit and Matt, but I don't like the way that he's so shocked that you can be friends with a woman.
Yes.
Like, I was like, you taking the piss. Like, you've never, ever, ever met a woman that has one quality similar to a friend that you've had. Like, not once. Like, not even like she's a woman and behaves like a woman all the time, which tells really good jokes. Like, not one little glimpse that like a woman is a person. Not one.
No. You can only be friends with Birgitte because she's a warrior woman. She's not like other women. She's not like other girls. So that's why you can be friends with her. But for a moment, I was actually shipping Matt and Elaine a bit. I thought that they had more chemistry than Elaine and Rand ever did.
I mean, nobody has chemistry with Rand. I can say
no, exactly. He's like a lump of.
Can you
Elaine has more chemistry with Rand's horse than she does with Rand?
Can you imagine what Elaine's reaction is going to be when she finds out that she's the only one who hasn't slept with him yet?
It's just going to be, it's my turn now, bitches.
But like the way that they've all agreed to share him, but none of them have ever been in the same room together.
Yeah.
With him. Like, it's always just one of them.
Yeah. Was this the thing that made you pull away a star, Becca?
The Matt thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he didn't believe. That was actually very interesting. Are you rooting for Han and Min and we end up with Elaine is goldfish?
I love Elaine. If I could say that, no, I will say Elaine's my favorite character because she's not annoying. She does not annoy me.
She's one of my favorites. Yeah.
She's literally one person who was never, I don't think she's ever done anything offensive. She's not complaining about men all the time. She does pine for Rand a bit too much.
I didn't want
What? I did not want to know this.
Is it even a throuple? Because it's 4. What is that called? A
quadruple?
Damn. I thought he was heavily religious. Is he like one of the Christians that can have lots of wives?
Yes, the Mormons. That's
Mormons. Oh yeah, is that
Can the Mormons have lots of wives?
yeah?
not anymore.
Oh, can you not?
How
What is
sad.
it?
I'm joking. I'm joking. I didn't mean it. Oh, but yeah, I feel like I had forgotten that this happened because when it was happening, I had like this has never happened before. So clearly, I just suppressed the whole thing and just pretended it never happened, which is what I think all the characters do as well. Because I don't think Matt is gonna look back at this and be like,
I hope
you know.
Matt never has to come into contact with her for the rest of the series ever again, and we just don't have to talk about it anymore.
Hopefully.
So what else happened in the book?
Oh, something that I really liked, and I can't remember what it was now. Oh, I like what is it Avienda? No, it's not Avienda. It's the keeper, the Amelin that isn't Egwene's keeper.
Elida?
Is that the Amelin?
Elida?
No. Yeah, Elida's Amelin.
And then her keeper is manipulating the fuck out of her.
Yeah, Olivia.
Yeah, her. I loved that because obviously, like, Aleda's been like the big bad for so long. Even when she was just like a regular Aes Sedai, she was like a bit of a bitch, and now she's like scared shitless because her keeper's like harassing her.
I really enjoyed how we got kind of a better insight into the Black Ajah this book and how it's really bigger than what they had let on. Like they have their own council, like, of people that are like at the head and then like no more than other people. It always made it sound like it was just like a couple dozen people for the past few books, and like it seems like this book we really find out just how widespread they are. And that head of them is Masana, which I'm really interested in finding out who she's masquerading as in the White Tower.
Yes, because I'm really struggling because like we have all of the Aes Sedai and there's so many of them, and we have like Eleda and Leandra, and I keep getting confused, but then we also have like Egwene and Elaine, which also sound kind of like Elida. And then we have now Aes Sedai that have other names. And then there are Aes Sedai names. But we have so many more Aes Sedai than we ever had before because we have Egwene's Aes Sedai, and then we have the Aes Sedai that are in the White Tower, and then now we have the Wilders and the Keep, and with Elaine and stuff. And it's just so many of them, and I don't remember who any of them are and who they're affiliated with.
Yeah, and then we got a new group of people that I met. The ones who didn't believe that Elaine and Nynaeve was Aes Sedai.
Mm-hmm.
And they said how many? They said that there were like 1,500 of them or something, and then they said that was the double amount of Aes Sedai, which means it's like
it's the Wilders, yeah,
the
group. So there's twice as many of them as active Aes Sedai in the tower before the tower fractured.
Yeah, but if it's like, I thought it was like but because then it's like what 800 Aes Sedai. I thought that sounded so little. I feel like it's so many.
But they've been hammering home like the entire series how there's less and less Aes Sedai all the time, and how they can't find.
I just feel like we are surrounded by like a billion of them because we send like an envoy to Ran, we send another envoy to Ran. Like half of the Aes Sedai should be Ran or something. I don't know.
It's like manipulation tactics as well, though, because they have to have like some kind of exclusivity about them, otherwise they're not special. True. And people are so ashamed of being thrown out of the White Tower that they're not going to talk about it. So it stops the people from connecting and like overthrowing the Aes Sedai, like the people who can channel. So this is why I'm really enjoying the like plot line of everybody building armies, because it's going to be, I'm just so excited for the Aes Sedai to come like face to face with the Wilders.
And then we also met Catswain. I don't know how you spell her name, but Catswain.
Catswain.
The one that everyone was like, oh my god, she's really cool and old.
I don't know how to feel about her, but I don't like her at this point. Like, I have a very strong dislike of her.
I liked her because she just came and was just like, can you all stop being so shit scared of Ran? He's just a little shit kid. And he is.
Yeah,
but I don't
like her attitude and the way that she thinks that she can just like say a word and put anyone in their place just because it's the same Aes Sedai attitude that I've always disliked, but she just gives it off like extra strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because why were they so shocked that the Wilders lived for so long, and how did they live for so long? And then other Aes Sedai didn't live for that long. I didn't get that part.
Maybe it's a conspiracy, and the Aes Sedai they don't die of old age; they're killed. Maybe they're not allowed to be that old.
Or it could also just be that this Wilder network is also like developing things on their own, and it's things that the White Tower would have no idea of because they're completely separate.
That's more likely than what I said. But also maybe because the Aes Sedai have lost so much knowledge that they think is kept in the White Tower and has been lost from the White Tower. But like, it wasn't there some of the cursed stuff in that city that they went to in the first book? And there's like terangrials and stuff like hidden everywhere. So maybe the Wilders have come into contact with some of the information. Plus, if a bunch of Aes Sedai were killed in the war that happened forever ago, and the Wilders are so long-lived, it's because they weren't in that war forever ago. So they will potentially have been survived where a lot of the older Aes Sedai were killed.
That's true. They could be passing down more information hand to hand than the White Tower is at this point.
And maybe the Aes Sedai aren't so old, not because they're not growing old, but because the wars have killed them.
That's very true. This one, but she's dead. She's dead.
Yeah.
No, she's not.
Do you not believe she's dead?
Okay, I did kind of believe that she was dead because of Lan, because Lan would know. But like we said before, maybe she's trapped in the bracelet or in like the dimension the bracelet transports her to. So like, because she's not in this realm or existence, then the bond has been snapped, but she's not actually dead.
Wherein is not dead. Not dead.
But yeah, Maz from Time, I don't trust him either at all.
No. Don't complain.
So the Ashraman are the male channelers now, so they're the Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch that there's like 700 or 800 of them?
Yeah.
How?
They because Rand like when they used the portals to go to village and like collected 1 billion people everywhere.
Yeah, but they've been doing it for like 2 weeks.
To speed up the timeline. That's how.
Like the first, he said something in this book. I can't remember what he said, but Rand said something like, "Oh, this felt like a year ago," as in like, "Oh, it felt like so long ago, but it wasn't." So I'm like, this has happened over like the course of 2 months. You've collected 800 men that can channel and train them, formed them into an army, and are now using them. Like that literally cannot happen.
I feel like it's been a bit longer.
Yeah, probably. I do feel like it's been
at least half a year.
It's still a very.
He started to collect them like a few books ago, like book 4. I don't know.
I think it was like what book are we on? The end of book 5, maybe?
Yeah, I think it was somewhere in book 5.
We got every man.
Perrin. And then at the beginning of book 6, he was like building schools and stuff, and I was like, "How are you building a society? You're not even in power, and it's been like a month."
What was the vision that hasn't come true yet? I have forgotten. And also, every time I see this bagel name, I read it in my head as Babel, and I'm like, "Oh, Babel," but it's not. It's bagel.
See, I read it, I'm like, bagel.
Oh my God, channel, you're going to the army. I really liked Ashraman, but I don't like that Marshall Time is the one training them because then they're loyal to him, not Rand.
I think the thing is as well with them is that Rand isn't the one who's training them. So like he checks in on them every now and again, but I feel like they're growing so quickly off page. Yeah. And then Rand will check in and it's like, yeah, there's like 9,000 of them now, and then they'll come back later and it's like, oh my God, and now they can do all of these amazing things. It's like, all right then.
They're just a tool to come in handy when necessary. We don't need to follow their development.
We're already following too many developments. Do you guys believe somehow that, to be honest, I don't remember who's Forsaken is who?
I think so, seeing as how Rand magically kills all of the Forsaken super easily. So he's probably dead.
Yeah, because I think like the pattern of what's happening is like we take out the Forsaken one by one, and then we take out the big bad guy at the end.
It wouldn't make sense.
What?
The actual Dark Lord guy, is he out of his cage yet?
No.
Okay.
No. He's just chilling, sleeping. The Forsaken can come back to life. Well, that's not. Do we know that? I don't remember. But I don't even remember who we defeated. Like, who did we defeat in the first one? What's his name?
Wasn't that Ishamael?
Yes. Because I remember.
But Samael and Ishamael, come on. Doesn't seem he likes them at all. He's busy. He's busy having sex with men.
He never visits and doesn't seem that he likes them at all. I think it was interesting that the majority of the battle that Rand had with Lews Therin wasn't on page. It was just people watching him flail about. And I'm not mad about it because I don't love the action scenes, but I think it was a choice.
I think wasn't it just last book, or was it in book 5 that the three girls were in that city together, and they had to like sneak into the palace and rescue Amathera when she was being held captive by the Black Ajah.
Shit.
Is that back in book 5? I just thought it was really interesting how it hasn't been that long. We heard nothing about the Shan-Chan going there, but then when the Shan-Chan show up in Ebu Dar, they magically have Amathera as one of their slaves dancing for people. And they conquered that entire city, and we heard nothing about it.
No, we'll get it in the prologue of the next book.
But shouldn't it have been in the prologue at the beginning of this book?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just like, what?
Anyone killed with balefire is gone.
Would you
remove them from existence? They're gone from the pattern. They essentially never existed, apart from in the memory of people.
I mean, I would like to say no, but if I'm being honest, yeah, I'd be a dark friend.
I think that the female dark friends are treated just as badly as the female non-dark friends, except your friends that are also dark are more likely to kill you if you're a dark friend than just like threaten to slap you if you don't shut up. So if I was in this world, I would choose to be dead, I think.
I want to just live in Emma's field and get a sheep or something.
That seems really ominous.
What? I could be a sheep herder, just like Rand.
Yeah, but you said I would get a sheep for something.
No, I said or something. Sorry.
Okay. You said a sheep for something. I'm like, for what?
But Nynaeve wasn't hit by the balefire, so yes, they used it on her, but it didn't like sever her in two.
Oh, I'm sick of Padden Fern as well.
Yeah, I don't know why he keeps bringing him back book after book after book. He's like the least interesting villain that has like persisted throughout this entire series.
I would say like Padden Fern is the one thing that Robert Jordan has managed to weave through the entire series. Like he's actually doing a really good job of bringing Padden Fern back at like regular intervals and being like, look at this weird thing he's doing now.
You're like 3 or 4 different names at this point.
677 lives. Yeah, didn't he just come up and then he was like, bye?
He did.
It was great. Also goes by Mordet, yeah. Or Mordeith.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of the knife. I think there's like some sort of shit in there. When the lady trio went to Abu Dar to hunt the Black Ajah, now the queen is a captive of the Sunshine and agreed that came out of nowhere.
There is also, isn't there an Aes Sedai that is some captive of the Shan-Chan as well? Or is it it's the wise ones, isn't it, that have her?
There's so many people have so many people.
So many people have so many people, and the Shan-Chan is just like
Aes Sedai, whose name is familiar, who worked for Elijah, is no property of the wise ones, and didn't they like let her go and rehabilitate her or something, and she was shook?
Rand had turned over all of the Aes Sedai who knelt to him to the wise ones, to handle. But I do think the Shan-Chan still have some of the Aes Sedai who they had in book 2. Like they didn't escape.
I really wish I could remember who it was. All I can tell you is that I'm pretty sure it was in the section I read today, which was maybe the last 100 pages.
Oh yeah, let's just go and quickly check that now.
And I can't remember her name. She's just an Aes Sedai that a wise one has. But I know that they were saying that like she's rehabilitated, and they were like, "Well, how do you know? Because she's an Aes Sedai." And I think
the one who like is she working with the sunshine? Or like she's forced to be.
I think she's working with the wise ones now.
Oh,
but I don't remember which one it was.
I am confused. There's too many people and too many characters. I don't know who or where we are.
There's too many different types of women that can channel. At least the men who can channel are just the men who can channel.
It's true. They're just the Ashaman.
Galena. That is the one.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't know who that is. Back
I'm pretty sure that she's changed sides now because she was so scared of the wise ones. She was so scared of the wise ones and essentially thought that the wise ones were going to do to her what the Aes Sedai would have done to a captive, that she has pretty much, I think, changed sides without anyone else
capture was by the shadow.
With a shadow.
The shadow, the Nynaeve, that don't like Rand.
Okay.
That follow Susanna, something.
It's the only Aiel clan that I could keep straight in my head. Shadow bad.
That was a dog somewhere.
Oh,
tail. Oh, it's gone now.
She's there.
Oh, baby. But the shadow is also working with someone that's selling them like stuff that they can use, and they want like a thing where they can capture Rand with.
Yeah, was that one Samael? It was Samael and Graendal were the two who were helping the shadow, and then like completely sold them out under the bus, like split them up into different places.
Why you call me out like this? I don't think that's very nice. I do remember the main shit. It's just like it's too many. It's a lot of details.
Well, I can't wait till we finish and I can go back and reread this and just like tab and like make like this insane file, like connecting everything I can find together. That is my next step.
I think it's like so hard though because like I'm gonna do the same for the Stormlight Archives because I've already read the first 3 books once, but when I go back and reread them, it's been so long that I've forgotten. So it'll be like I'm reading them for the first time anyway. I feel like you could read this book 95 times and still be as confused because it's going to take you so long to get through them that you'll have forgotten all the beginning stuff by the time you get to the end again.
You can see to take notes when you're reading, and it would be as long as all the books.
I mean, I did write a recap document for House of Earth and Blood and House of Sky and Breath, and they were like 10 pages and 15 pages just recapping what happens in the books. So imagine how big they would be for this one.
I mean, this one is only 5 paragraphs.
Fair.
Like I have a hard time keeping track of people like when we're talking about them sometimes, but if I'm reading them like in the book and like seeing the name on the page, like I can pretty easily keep everyone with who they belong to in my head, and I remember a good part of the plot of the last 7 books that we read.
That's wild to me.
I was gonna say that
I love this series. So
I think part of the issue could be for me that I learn visually. So I would actually retain the information a lot better if I was reading it with my eyes, but I just physically cannot. It would take me so long because I would just keep putting it down. Like I'd read a page and then just put it down and scroll for like 2 minutes and then pick it up again. And it would just take me my entire life to get through them if I was reading them with my eyes.
And then we would never have a live show again. Because Becca would never be done.
I mean, you could go on without me. That is an option.
We would die without you. You're carrying it with your snot through the screen.
You leave my snot alone.
No, you're giving it to us. For free. I was gonna say, I think the rereader sounds really great. I just don't have time. Do you think I have time to listen to this podcast? But it sounds fun.
I know, actually, that's what I was about to do. I was going to look it up because I do listen to podcasts, but I can mainly only keep track of one podcast, so I don't feel like I'll be able to keep track of this as well.
And also, I mean, would you really want to spend your podcast time listening to just extra Wheel of Time stuff? That doesn't seem likely.
It depends on the narrators. If the narrators are interesting, then maybe.
I agree. Gideon's situation and the Murdral, who like acts different from all the other Murdrals.
Yeah.
I'm liking that.
Okay, the answer is
It's around like a toy.
Not.
I think you're doing great. I can understand all the people you're talking about, even if you don't know how to spell them.
Yep.
What book has the initials TGS? K or D? Like, are they the later ones? Are they the end ones? This is just a little quiz I'm throwing in to keep everyone awake.
No, I don't know.
KOD of Dreams. What was the other one?
TGS, maybe? Or The Gathering Storm. So you look at everyone coming through for me in the comments. I'm just trying to work out how many episodes I would have to listen to catch up.
Conveniently in the front of my book.
Is WH the winter one?
You're beginning with Asadai politics. Who's in the, which Ajah are they in the tower? Are they rebel camp? Are they black Ajah?
Spring is the prequel, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
FOH.
I don't even have time for the other podcasts I want to listen to because I use all my listening time to listen to audiobooks.
TSR, that's not this one.
Real viewers. I'm trying to find the podcast. I want to see how long they are.
There's like over 1,000 episodes, I think, and they're like 50 minutes each. There's like an episode per chapter, I think.
Oh, I can see it now. That is very good recaps, though. If you read, then I read one chapter and need to listen to one episode, I would never go through the book.
What's TSR? We've read that one, right?
But how would they know? Like, do they remember all the characters? Like, if like in that chapter, one character was like, they talked about like 6 books ago. Do they talk about that character and what that character did? Do they remember that?
I'm guessing that they'll have like notes and stuff because
that is a lot of episodes. But are they done with all the books?
I don't know because I don't know what the last book's called and what the initial.
I'm scrolling.
The last book is A Memory of Light.
I didn't see MOL, but I also haven't found Crown of Swords yet.
The last episode was the 23rd of February, so 2 days ago, and they are on TGS.
They read
Gathering Storm. They're not even done, and they've been going since like 2021 or what?
They read New Spring before Lords of Chaos, I think.
Ooh, oops.
Crown of Swords. So there's like.
How should I talk for an hour for some of these chapters? The husband is with time found, the wife is waiting for the first time. But how do they remember?
How many is there for this book?
How?
There is 30 episodes just for this book, and the last episode is 2 hours and 6 minutes. The one before, and the one before that, and the one before that is 1 hour and a half. So the last 4 episodes of this is 6.5 hours just for the last 4 episodes of one book.
That's dedication.
I can't see how many episodes there are in total because the title series. So like episode 630 is episode 30 for book 6. So I don't know how many episodes are per book, but like
I can see not for per book, no, but together there's 1,016 episodes. That's commitment.
That 1,000 means book 10, doesn't it? So that's like episode book 10.
No, it's 12 though. 12, 1,200. So it's 1216. So it's book 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's still a lot of episodes. That's commitment.
Like I listen to a true crime podcast every single day while I'm cooking, and they only upload 2 episodes a week, and I'm like 5 episodes behind.
It looks like my see all on my podcast app says 376.
That's like 376 hours.
That's a lot of hours.
2 hours.
But I mean, you can double speed, so then you just have
like
50 hours.
So, but I would say on average, they're probably like at least an hour and 10, an hour and 15 minutes each.
Yeah, but then you double speed it, so then you cut it in half.
I don't like double speeding podcasts. I don't know why.
I can't speed up podcasts.
I do.
I don't speed up YouTube videos either.
I speed up everything.
Just audiobooks. 2 to 2.
Yeah, but how many hours do I listen to audiobook? Then I read a book. If I listen to a podcast, I don't read a book.
I only listen to like one audiobook a month. So
yeah, if that.
I listen to like 4 to 6 audiobooks a month. It depends a lot. But that's 4 to 6 more books I read, not audiobook podcasts.
Yeah, like when it depends, because I do listen to podcasts, but like because I have to read books, I normally, if I would listen to something, I'd listen to a book, because then it's like multitasking.
Yes. Podcasts are recorded at a more you speed and audiobooks, so can't speed them up. I speed them up, but I only listen to one podcast.
Yeah, when people read books, I feel like they read them at a snail's pace, whereas when people are on podcasts, I feel like they're talking at like a fairly normal speed.
Anything that has like sound effects as well. Like I have listened to some of the, the dramatic audio recordings. I can't speed those up because they have music and sound effects.
I speed it up even with the music, and it's so funny when they're like, if they sing a song or something, it's just so funny.
Especially because they put music in the background as well, so that's just so distracting.
It distorts it. It just makes everything sound distorted when you speed it up like that, and I can't. I
do really like it though when you listen to a book and they play the music at the end, but like you don't expect it, and it's like really fast and scary. I think, actually, I don't know if you guys probably listen to more audio than me, but this is the only audiobook that I've ever listened to, which granted I don't listen to that many, that tells you when the last chapter is.
Yeah, they don't usually do that.
I have had random books do it before, but I do notice that it's usually ones that are a bit older, so it might be something that's not really in practice anymore, but used to be.
Yeah, because these are old audiobooks. You can, if I listen to a new audiobook after I've listened to one of these or vice versa, like I can tell immediately.
Yeah.
They were recorded on a different format a long time ago.
But the first one was terrible in sound. Like it literally sounded terrible. But then like the later ones are fine compared to the first ones.
I didn't start listening until... No, I think I did listen to the end of the first book on audio, and I didn't think it was that bad. I think that's when I started in like the last 2 hours, I think, is when I started listening to them in audio while I read the book.
No, but you get chances to the next thing. I don't actually have that in mind, but I actually listened to Way of Kings while listening like to Wheel of Time. Not while, but right after. That was very confusing because it's the exact same narrators. And then like a billion characters, and I was like, "Wait, are we in Wheel of Time now? No, we are not." And it was just a whole.
Because I'm gonna read the third Miss Bonnie or 2 book next month, and it's the same narrator. And then I'm going to rereading it. I'm essentially going to read one Sanderson book a month to catch up before Stormlight 5. That's including, like Way of Kings breaking them down into the 2 UK paperbacks instead of reading them as like a 1,000-page book. But like they're the same narrators, so that's going to fuck me up because, well, to be fair, I don't necessarily I'm not necessarily going to listen to Stormlight, but I have to listen to Miss Bonnie Era 2 because I hate it so much that I can't read it with my eyes.
But are you going to reread Miss Bonnie Era 2?
No, I'm not rereading. I haven't. The reason why I'm so behind on the Cosmere now is because I think I read Oathbringer the same year that Rhythm of War came out. Was that 2020? Or 2021, maybe? I think it was 2020, but I've hate Miss Bonnie Era 2 so much that I haven't. All I needed to do was read 3 small Miss Bonnie Era 2 books to read Rhythm of War, and I haven't done it.
I read Rhythm of War. I haven't read all Miss Bonnie Era 2.
I have yet to read a Sanderson.
I read Rhythm of War, but I haven't read The Lost Battle. I've read the others, but I don't think I've read them in order. But I'm like rereading through them now, in kind of order, I guess.
I originally was just going to do Mistborn Era 2, the 3 books that were published, then read Rhythm of War, but now it's been so long and I actually want to reread Stormlight anyway, so I'm just going to reread.
Wait, what did I miss?
I'm not reading Mistborn Era 2 is what she's
but
saying.
I have read Mistborn Era 2. I read everything except The Lost Metal, but I don't remember if I read them before or after Rhythm of War now.
Oh my god, Deb, I'm so excited to read the Michael J. Sullivan books because it's Timothy Gerard Reynolds that narrates them. Who? But also Timothy Gerard Reynolds is Darrow.
Did you listen to Red Rising on audiobook?
Yes, the audiobooks are so good.
Well, maybe that's what I should have done because I just detested every book.
Some people have very strong opinions and really don't like those audiobooks, and they're literally my favorite audiobooks.
I might try to reread, but I'm like, oh, but they're so long later.
Like, he's such a good narrator that it's multi-perspective in the last book they published. Everybody loved that narrator so much that they didn't have a full cast audio like they had on the 2 previous. You can't even tell. You can't tell that it's one man doing like voices for like Mustang.
Maybe I should try the audiobook for Morningstar, seeing as how the only reason I haven't continued yet is because I don't own it.
Do it.
I don't know. What is TGR?
Aaron, leave. Why are your opinions always wrong?
What is TGR?
Timothy Gerard Reynolds.
Oh, that narrator. Oh, there's one. Oh.
There is a dramatization, there we go, of Red Rising, but I would never listen to it because Timothy Gerard Reynolds is just so amazing.
Well, there's 34 people ahead of me, but I just placed a hold for the audio.
You have Scribd because they're all on the UK.
I don't. I canceled it when I was saving money for Italy, and I don't miss it, so I've never gotten it back.
They are. I'm gonna see.
It's annoying because what?
The audiobooks are there. Don't tempt me. Stop. I'm not going to reread Red Rising.
I would actually like to have the Red Rising audiobooks on Audible because what I tend to do is I have an audiobook where if I like the narrator or if I'm struggling with the book. So on Audible, I just own a bunch of audiobooks for books that I don't care about. And then like Red Rising and stuff I listen to on Scribd, so I don't own them.
But you told me when you started Wheel of Time.
Why has Aaron recommended Red Rising to me if she doesn't like Timothy Gerard Reynolds? It's like when she made me buy a book because she told me that I would love it, and then I found out weeks later that she hadn't even read it. Like,
remember that?
Like, what did you say, Sandra?
But she can recommend Red Rising without liking the narrator.
Well, I guess if she'd heard that everybody loved the narrator, even though she doesn't.
Because I read it with my eye.
Oh, I thought you were like recommending the audiobook to me. Although you recommended the audiobook for She Who Became the Sun, and that was shit.
Was the book shit or the narration?
Well, I didn't like the book, but the narration made it work because it's obviously like a historical Chinese fantasy, but the audiobook narrator is American. I don't know whether like they're just American or Chinese American, but I felt like it took me out of the story because it like stripped the culture from the book because the accent was American.
I love those books so much. But I was going to ask you because when we started Wheel of Time, the whole thing, you said you didn't like Michael Kramer as a narrator, and that's why you didn't want to do the audiobooks. Do you like him better now that you listen to a couple of books?
Not particularly. He's not an audiobook narrator that I would choose to listen to. Like, I wouldn't buy, like, if Timothy Gerard Reynolds narrates a book, I will listen to the book because it's him. I wouldn't do that for Michael Kramer.
I would.
I like him.
Don't think I'm going to listen to Stormlight because I don't need to listen to Stormlight. Whereas if I reread Red Rising, I would listen to the audiobook because I enjoy the audiobook. So I don't think I like he's fine.
Because I listened to Mistborn, the second book actually, because I read the first one physical the first time. And I just I loved him. And now every time I hear his voice, he's like coming home.
I think as well especially because I associate him with Wheel of Time now, he's a crusty old man. in my head.
Look, Aaron agrees with me, so should I replace Aaron with you? No.
Aaron clearly has no taste. We've literally just covered
No! She does! You have to read so many books if you read anything Kramer read. I mean, but that's what I do.
I also don't like that he narrates all of Brandon Sanderson's books because, like, Timothy Gerard Reynolds I associate with Red Rising. So now I associate him with Wheel of Time. So for him to narrate every Brandon Sanderson series, I feel is confusing. Because then I wouldn't be able to differentiate between the series because it's just him.
I know, but Brandon Sanderson wanted Michael Kramer to read a book because he read Wheel of Time.
I know.
Yeah, it's funny because Michael Kramer and Kate Redding also narrate Daniel Green's audiobooks because he's such a Wheel of Time.
Yeah, because they read Wheel of Time. Look, Aaron and me, we're the same.
I also love Michael Kramer. I think he's great.
That's good.
The thing that annoys me about these two, though, is that they speak at different speeds.
That is true. They do.
That's very annoying. They've done a lot of audiobooks together. Speak at the same speed, please.
I also feel like, is it just me? Might just be me. But in Wheel of Time, I feel like when they are different characters, but sometimes I read obviously the same character that's saying something to a character, you know what I mean? They like have different accents for them.
Yeah.
You know, like Elaine is suddenly like British, but then Michael read Elaine, she's not British. She's just, you know what I mean?
It annoys me when you have things like a full cast audio, but the narrators don't do the voices for their character's dialogue in the narration of another character. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So if you had like Michael and Kate as characters, and if Kate was speaking in Michael's chapter, but it was Michael's voice narrating Kate's dialogue, not Kate, that's annoying. I hate when that happens. Which is why I like Timothy Gerard Reynolds, because he is consistent with his accents for every character. And because he does all of the different perspectives and all of the different characters, the characters consistently sound the same for all the perspectives.
But in Mistborn, Michael is all the characters. That works.
Well, yeah, but he's also all of the characters. I can't differentiate with their voices between any really of the characters in Wheel of Time. So sometimes I'm a bit lost. Like, I have to really pay attention at the beginning of a chapter to figure out who it is. I think Matt speaks a little bit faster than the rest. But, like, Rand and Perrin, no idea.
What do you mean he's going to die? Because how old is he?
I mean, I was just looking.
I need to find out how old he is now. It doesn't say. Just find out that Kate Redding is not actually her name. Her name is Jennifer.
Are they married?
Yeah.
Yes, they're married and have kids. I knew that.
I didn't know that.
Don't die, Michael. I will be so sad.
Were they married first, or did they meet through the job?
No idea.
What year did they get married, does it say?
It does not say, I think.
I don't know how old he was, but she was born in 1960.
So she's like 50 to 60.
They got married in 1992. So they would have been married when they started the Wheel of Time audiobooks, but who knows if that's the first time they worked together.
The first book was published in 1990, wasn't it? But when was the first audiobook released?
What did you know? No, I feel like that would be weird. We just need like an AI to make Michael's voice.
Use AI to record it.
We can probably make Michael's voice through an AI at that point.
It depends whether Sanderson agrees with AI. I know he said that he was withdrawing his books from Audible, but he hasn't. So.
1962. He's younger than my dad. He would be fine. He's much younger than my dad, actually. He's like 62. He's gonna live for at least 30 more years. Mm-hmm. We have loads. It will be fine. It will be fine. 62 was young.
No, it was 1990 that the first audiobook was done by Books on Tape.
So they weren't married.
Oh, sorry. 1990 book, 1996 books on tape.
So they were already married.
About what? Audible about what?
He didn't like the exclusivity with Audible, I think. Or
Yeah,
something.
but I think they broke up for a bit. He doesn't have his secret projects on Audible.
Oh, is that because I know that he said that he wasn't going to be using Audible anymore, but I obviously still use all of him. Sorry, I've just been distracted by Gavin's gay sex, so like I've lost my train of thought.
We talked about you earlier, Gavin. You're too late.
Leave. You're too
Leave.
late.
Go away. No. He writes very fast. Oh, Amberly.
How does he write like he's running out of time?
What?
Is it me? I think my internet died. Ooh.
I'm here.
I think it's a Sandra problem.
It might be a Sandra problem because I see her.
Great though, because it's not an us problem at all.
Hello.
Hi.
My internet died.
No, you didn't. You were fine.
What? No.
You can see everything.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, my internet died. Yeah, I mean, I need to be mean. I don't even know what I'm saying. More than usual. Did I ever have anything to lose in the first place?
Your hair. I like your haircut, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I was just, I don't want to color it anymore. That was what I did.
It's fair. I mean,
Yeah.
mine's coloring itself because all the blonde's snapping off.
But you go to like a hair stylist and you take it in your tax return, but I don't do that. I'm not a. I should. Okay. Do we have more?
Not about the book.
No.
I think we covered it. How are you feeling the slump? Amberly said you didn't, but are you, Becca?
Not slump. I mean, even if physically things were happening, there were enough words being exchanged that I felt like a lot happened in this book. Like we gained a lot of information.
Any theories?
Oh, one thing that I did want to say actually is like how ridiculous it was that Elaine got a letter saying that her mother was alive and she was like, no, she's not, and just burned it. I was like, wow.
Nobody believes anybody anymore in this world. They're too jaded. Like some people will believe all of the negative information as soon as it comes out of someone's mouth. But then if someone tries to backtrack it, they're like, no, this person said this. It must be true. We're just going to go with it.
It's like wild that she wouldn't even consider the possibility that her mum was alive.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm feeling the slump, and I mainly noticed because I make spoiler videos and I couldn't. It would be like,
what did you say, by the way? Oh, can you not say since it's for a video? But like you said, you had one update.
I was just talking about the map thing, and then that people were gathering armies. That's it.
I can't. Did the face you just made like that's just the whole clip? That should just be the clip.
Look, these books are hard to pay attention to on a regular day, and I've listened to the last 4 hours of this book while I'm sick. Like, I don't have a clue what happened.
Well, yes, the story becomes so funny.
She's just been liberated, hasn't she, by somebody? Who was it who went and killed her?
Sean Chan.
Sean Chan, yes. She's just like...
I feel like this is a worse turn for her than the White Cloaks, but we'll see.
But literally, like, all we need is a list of like the worst possible people. She'll be in the hands of the Forsaken next. He's just going from bad to worse and more guess.
This is a good question. Should we be reading Path of Darkness in March or April? So I was thinking about this because in theory we are 1 month behind. Because in theory we should be reading Path of Darkness in February, March, and we should have the live show in theory in April.
That's an excellent question, but in reality, I still have to do catch-up book club.
That was what I was.
We didn't move this live show, did we? We moved my live show. My live show should have been in February.
I had no idea what you did. I just
our live show was supposed to be towards the beginning of the month, I believe.
Oh yeah, so it's just a couple of weeks behind. It's not a month. My live show, so Catch Up Book Club was supposed to be this month because the book is short, but I moved it to next month so that it would continue to be an opposite month. So this one just got pushed back in the month. It didn't get changed by the month.
Yeah, it's just that normally we would have done it towards the beginning of the February, and March would have been the months to read the next book. It's just that now we've done it at the end of February, so it feels like we're a month later. So basically, do you need us to do the live show in April or May?
Yeah, it's up to you, Becca. I'm here.
April works for me, unless I don't read it. I'll let you know.
So we're thinking early April, mid-April.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're like on schedule. So I would say read it middle of March to be safe. That was the answer to this question.
Yeah.
If you need good time.
The live show will be in the first 2 weeks of April, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is Path of Daggers. Woo!
No, this was Crown of Swords.
Ooh! But I was like, hopefully you feel better by Realm. I was like, what is Realm? But it's Realmathon. But I just didn't.
Time, guys. I actually don't. This year I'm petitioning for everybody to join teams that aren't mine so that I can actually win. Y'all holding me back.
But can I join yours? Because I read like 40 books a month.
You are allowed. Before you join my team, you have to submit how many books you've read each month for the last 6 months, and then I will decide whether you can join.
I would be vetoed quick.
Yeah.
Game.
Look. I read this month so far. I read 33 books, and last month I read 47.
You know what I did today?
What did you watch? C-dramas all day?
I watched a K-drama all day.
I was just going to say, I bet it's like a K-drama or a T-drama or something.
Something that wasn't a C-drama. I got burned out yesterday. I
am watching Who the Fuck Did I Marry on TikTok. I'm on part 16 out of 55.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's like a viral series, and it's this woman telling about how she dated, fell in love with, married, and divorced a pathological liar. So she starts off like when they met and all the stuff that like he lied about. It's almost kind of like true crime, but like imagine a vlog that's like a true crime kind of thing.
That sounds interesting.
This is like, it's so weird because my best friend literally said exactly the same thing that you did to me last night. Like, that she's been watching it and what it is about, and I was like,
it's long, so somebody's uploaded it on like AO3 or something, and it's like 8 hours and 30 minutes transcribed.
Wow.
It's like 55 parts. They're all like between 5 and 10 minutes,
and everyone has like millions of views.
Yeah, so it's some gripping shit.
I don't have TikTok, but I wonder if somebody put a compilation on YouTube. Somewhere they do that a lot.
I suggest that you should start in mid-March if you lose a long time.
You missed it. I mean, was listening to our bullshit and missed the important shit.
Yeah. So the live show will be in the first 2 weeks of April. So read it when you feel like it.
Deb doesn't even know. Deb's not paying attention. We've lost everyone if Deb's not paying attention. We should just leave.
Okay. Well, we are leaving. Thank you for coming. It was great. I sound really sarcastic. It was actually great. Okay. We say goodbye. Say goodbye. Drink your baby milk, everyone, like Becca does. Bye.